Hello and welcome back to episode 5 of the new era with Arsenal on the FM19 beta save. And as you can see, today we've got Everton, as we mentioned in the last episode, which was the Steaua Bucharest game and the Watford in the Premier League game, of course. Did the double game. We're going to try and do that again today, so we're going to try and whiz through everything. But yeah, we've got Everton today, and I think it's Chelsea is the second game, I think we said, who are at the game after this. As you can see, Fulham have just played Chelsea in the little local derby. 20th place Fulham managed to grab a draw, an 80th minute penalty, so not a bad result for them. But we're playing on the Sunday, so we are playing kind of catch up on everyone. We are still 4th, but we'll have a look at the table and all that in a minute. But we'll have a quick look at the results and how they've gone. I am trying a little bit something different with the mic setup. I have tested it and it seemed to work, so hopefully the sound does come out okay in the edit and the upload to YouTube, of course. So yeah, here we were last time, the 2-0 win against Watford. So we followed that up with a 4-1 win against Crystal Palace. We had goals from Aaron Ramsey, Lacazette, and a double late off the bench from Aubameyang, coming on and actually doing something for us for once. They did equalise against us. No, we went 2-1 up, and then it was looking a bit tricky. They started coming back into the game. We get the match stats up here. Started coming back into the game, but we made the changes. We brought on Xhaka, we brought on Aubameyang, and we brought on Torreira. Torreira was more of a fitness thing for El Neni. He's been a bit tired lately, but yeah, we stormed away in the end and got the win. They did miss a penalty, which would have brought it back to 2-2, I seem to remember. It did, and Aubameyang went straight up the other end. We got a penalty, and then he scored again to make it 4-2. It's a little bit twitchy. I did notice they had Koyate. Do they have him in real life, or have they just signed him? I think they've signed him in on here. I don't think that's a transfer that's actually happened, but they played Zaha as a lone striker. It didn't really work. So we followed that with a game against Osijek. We were sucker punched by an early goal by them 4 minutes in, and it proved to be one of their only shots of the game. Actually, it was another bad back pass. I forget who it was this time. Who was it? Was it? I think it may have been Mustafi, possibly Socrates. No, it was I think it might have been Monreal. I've just said the whole back four, and I just realised I think it was Lichtsteiner, because I remember thinking he'd been moaning about not playing, and then he made that terrible mistake, and it sort of justified why he's not been playing. But we regrouped. We got 3-1 win in the end. Mkhitaryan with a double, and Aubameyang grabbing another goal. So he's been amongst the goals in a couple of games. We got 37 shots and 18 on target in this game. I mean, it's just amazing. How we only won 3-1, I don't know, but it's a complete and utter rotation. But there's still some good players. I mean, Ozil still played, because I didn't have anyone who could really fill in there that wasn't going to be affected by the midweek games. Nketiah come on, did okay. Guendouzi come on for a rare sub appearance as well. But we're trying to give a few more players a bit more game time. We then followed that up with a 1-0 win against Newcastle. Again, it was a really struggle this game. We struggled to break them down. We created a lot of shots, but not really a lot of chances. Not a lot happened in the game. We were hanging on a little bit at one point, but we managed to get a corner at the end of the game. Socrates was there to bury it, and yeah, we grabbed the late winner, and it was a vital 3 points, which I think actually put us into 3rd, maybe 4th. So yeah, much needed win. We then had Stoke in the League Cup. As you can see, a complete and utter rotation. We got is it Aubameyang again with the strike. They missed a penalty in the 87th minute before. Actually, no, we'd actually missed one already on the 60th minute to go to possibly 2-0 up, but Aubameyang missed it. In the 87th minute, they had a penalty, and I was like, oh, here we go. But luckily, Czech made the save, and Tomins obviously didn't score it. And we go through 1-0 into I think it's the quarterfinals that takes us in. So we'll have a look at the draw for that in a moment as well. Now, this one was a hard one to take. Cardiff at the time were the bottom team in the table, so we just saw, which is why I kind of mentioned it as well, that Fulham were bottom. But Cardiff bottom at the time, and I mean, it was a very even game. We didn't play well at all. It was a very rotated team. I was kind of resting, not really for Osijek in mind, just because the first team had a lot of games played, so I was just trying to give everyone a sort of extended break a little bit. So I was giving the backup brigade, I guess if you like, a bit of a run out. But their guy scored his first goal of the season, and he, not even joking, run past from the halfway line from our corner, beat about 3 defenders, a couple of midfielders on the way as well. So he probably beat about 5 or 6 players maybe on the counter, and buried it at top corner. I mean, it wasn't great. And then we had a few chances to get back in at the death, couldn't do it. The subs didn't really make a difference, and yeah, we lost that game, and that was a real blow to lose that. Warnock was mouthing off in the game beforehand as well about the amount of foreign players we have, you know, because he doesn't have any foreign players in there, as you can see. Not sure how many of those are actually even English, certainly in the starting 11. But yeah, so a really shocking 1-0 loss there, which sort of took back all the good work we'd done in the previous game. We then had Osijek against, which was a 2-0 win away from home. Rafinha and Zelalem coming up from the reserves to score a penalty. We also had Joe Willock come up from the penalties because we were struggling a little bit for bodies in the middle. Sort of all over really. Welbeck again played at the left. He's kind of our backup left winger. It doesn't really work. But we qualify from the group now at this stage. We just need, I think, maybe one more win to wrap up the group. And we do have... who is it we have next? If we look at the schedule, we've got Atalanta next. That would be the one. They are second, I believe. They are. We're both qualified at this stage now. I think a win against Atalanta would see us through, both on points and also on the head-to-head as well. In the Premier League, we are now, like I said, fourth. A win can take us into third, above Liverpool. We need a win. Just imagine if we had that win against Cardiff, we'd be looking at getting to about second with this game now. Especially with a few teams around us have dropped some points as well. I think like Man United have lost a game at least, and a few of those. So it was a real shocker. But without further ado, we'll jump into the Everton game. Who, if we look here, are second bottom, below Cardiff as well. They've got a squad that suggests they shouldn't be there. A lot of loans. Are they loans out? I think a lot of those are loans out. James McCarthy on loan at Shakhtar, bizarrely. I don't know if that's a real I'm pretty sure that's not a real transfer. I would have signed him at Shakhtar, to be fair. Sandro's gone out on loan to Sociedad. I don't know if that's a real one or not. Balassi, I know he's out on loan. Is he at Borough? Aston Villa, I knew it was one of the relegated teams. And quite a few on loan. But I think we still, even though they are where they are, we still need to respect them. So we'll cut to the lineups now. Fortunately, I had set up the team, so that was a pretty quick transition into the game. So we're going with the usual. There's not much there, I don't think that's a surprise. We've got Pereira back at right wing. We've got Iwobi at left wing. He's just been our main man this season. He's been carrying this team pretty much. There's no one different in the team. No, it's pretty much the team we were going with. They've got Calvert-Lewin up front, Walcott on the wing, obviously coming back to play against his old club. Bernard, who I know from my days in Shakhtar. They've got Gylfi Sigurdsson, Schneiderlin and Tom Davies in the middle. Leighton Baines, Michael Keane, Kurt Zouma, Seamus Coleman and Jordan Pickford. With Charlison strangely on the bench, not getting a starting game today. He's not really performed, so that's possibly got something to do with it. But I mean, the team hasn't really performed, so it could be one or the other really. We'll take the assistant, let the assistant take that talk. He's done absolutely okay there, and we kick off shooting left to right. If there is a bit of a difference in the ambience or the acoustics, whatever, I am again recording in the bedroom because Big Brother is on downstairs, and there's probably something else she's got on record afterwards, so it'll probably be a late night. So I thought I'd just take the chance to sneak up here and record this episode at least, so I can get, next week. I mean, this is the Thursday now. This is probably going to be Monday's episode. So just a chance to get a little bit ahead and maybe have a little bit of a break over the weekend. Not so much a break, but probably more a chance to get more ahead and just do some other things and spend time with the family, that sort of thing. So again, there's another highlight here. 21 minutes in, not a great deal was happened with that first highlight that resulted in them hitting the post and then it being cleared. Iwobi has already picked up a booking, which I think was that kick-off tackle/foul. A bad pass from Ozil, who had a cracking game against, I think it was Leicester Monday night on the Monday Night Football. Didn't see tonight's game against Sporting Lisbon. I know we won 1-0, and that guy getting the goal. He's not on the bench tonight. Ozil, as he runs through here, that's a great shot, but it goes just wide. And we have a corner. It's Ozil again, back to the back post. Lacazette and Holdings at the near post from the corner, but the back post from Lacazette's header, and he buries it in. And Calvert-Lewin missed a header in the build-up to that, which led to our goal. So it's a mistake at their end. Who did he not pick up? I think he didn't pick up Lacazette. He had two on him, and neither of them jumped. Gets the ball to Holding, and it's 1-0 to Arsenal. So there we are. We get to half-time 1-0. We are dominating this game. They've had 2 shots, none on target. As we're going into the team talk, etc., there is one thing I've just picked up on. My laptop is very, very loud and noisy right this second, and I think it has been pretty much through the game. It wasn't noisy beforehand, and the position of my microphone, it might be picking it up. I hope not, but it might well be. So I do apologise if that is coming through. It's just the fan or the cooler or something just going a bit crazy. I don't know why. It's only FM and the recording software that's currently running. But they're coming out second half on the attack again. They did that in the first half, but obviously we know how the half ended up. We clear again. Ramsey, not the best clearance. Put us in a bit of trouble there. They've hit the post and we get it clear. Mustafi again. What's going on here? Oh, apparently it was close. Well, it wasn't close. It was goal line technology coming into play there. I didn't even realise that was something that was on the game. Was that on FM18? I never saw it. I don't know if it's part of the new VAR introduction for this game. So we have a corner here, and Charleston has just come on for Bernard, who'd picked up a bit of a knock in the end of the first half. Pereira, he's intercepted, but Holding picks it back up, drops it back into Kolasinac, and Ozil in acres of space. If he can take it down, he does, finds Ramsey, and he fires it into the bottom corner, rifles it into that bottom left-hand corner. And we know what happens when Aaron Ramsey scores. We look at the newspapers in the morning. Hopefully not this time. But Kolasinac just fires a great ball into Ozil, a great touchdown, a poor bit of defending really though, you got to say, and Ramsey just rifles that in. It wasn't the bottom corner in the end, it was more the sort of mid to top corner, but Ramsey a great goal and a forward roll to finish it off as well. As they have a goal kick, so the changes obviously haven't taken place yet. Ozil's still got that bit of a knock. I think I've read today somewhere that SI have confirmed that there is a bit of a problem with injuries, a number of injuries going on in the game, and it's going to be hot fixed, certainly for the full release, if not before. Hot patched, hot fixed, whatever the term is. As we come wide again, Kolasinac doesn't quite find his man, unfortunately, and Walcott uses his pace to burst down the right hand side. We need to get out to him. No one's got there yet. Obviously Kolasinac was up the field making the cross. Someone got back to him, but they do have a corner, and we have a throw in here. Can we find our man again? That's something I want SI to look at. Throw-in is just going always to the opposition player, and that's nearly led to a goal. Like, almost every throw-in just gets thrown to someone not on your own team. It's ridiculous. So Bella in here, fires one into Pereira. Can he find a pass? He doesn't. He's tackled again. This hasn't been vintage performance from us by any stretch of the imagination. Pereira wins it. Well, it's Bellerin, I think, making a tackle. It goes to Pereira. He skips past his man. Finds Rafinha. Back to Pereira. He needs to look right. Ramsey. No, he's still going. And he buries another one in the bottom corner. Do we need to check the obituaries for two people tomorrow? Ramsey scored a double. And I think with that we are going to make... Well, we'll watch the replay first, but we are going to make... I think we've got one more change. We are going to make that with sort of 5 minutes to go. Not a bad finish. Just good couple of goals from Ramsey today. And this should be the highlight that just sees the game out. It is 3-0 to Arsenal. Not vintage, like I said, but it does the job. It gets us to 3 points, and I think that pushes up into third in the table now. It doesn't want to address anything, so I'll take this one. A very nice victory, well done, that'll do. And we'll take a look at the table. Yet, so we're into third, a point above Liverpool, a point behind Man United, and 4 behind Man City, who are starting to get a bit of traction and pull away a little bit. But if we can just keep on their coattails, we can hopefully have a good season. But top 4 I think would be the aim this year. We've got to get back in those top 4 play. If we go to the schedule, we have got Chelsea in quite a while. There must be an international break, so we'll play through that and we'll come back for the Chelsea game. Be back in a second. One quick thing, just commenting as we're going through the international window. I've just been doing a little bit of scouring during the transfer shortlist and stuff that I've put together, and just some general player scouting and searching. And Samir Nasri come up as a free transfer. And obviously he didn't leave Arsenal in the best of circumstances. His exit was a bit acrimonious, to say the least. And yes, I have been looking up a thesaurus to see acrimonious. But he obviously left Man City, what's that, about 6 years ago now, for 25 million. Forced his way out, really. Wasn't the best of exits. Had a decent career at Man City. Kind of went a bit sour towards the end. Went to Sevilla for a year, and then they released him. It looks like he joined a Turkish club for 2 million. I didn't realise that, but he's since been released. He's on a free, but this is something that pops up, and I think this is new. I think it's new for FM18. I don't know if it's been in FM19, sorry. I don't know if it was in FM18 at all. Let me know in the comments below if it was, and it's just something that I never come across. But he doesn't want to enter talks because he doesn't believe the Arsenal fans have a good opinion of him, and he's not prepared to try and change their minds at this stage. Now, that's probably very, very true. But he solves a little bit of a problem in this left side we have. He can play the wide playmaker role, and he's a free transfer, and he's only ever going to be a backup. But he just isn't happy to come back to Arsenal, so I don't blame him. the fans will probably hang me up for bringing him back, so maybe just best I don't. But we have to keep looking for an option or a backup player to fill that spot, just so we can give Iwobi a bit more of a break. So we're back for the Chelsea game, and some interesting stuff has happened in the league. Man City have just beaten Liverpool, so it keeps Liverpool a bit away from us, but it also pushes Man City away from us, making this Chelsea game a much bigger game than it. Obviously, it was going to be a big game anyway, but they are 7th, so they're not doing amazing in the Premier League. Excuse me, but one good result and they're right back up in the mixer again. So we need to keep about our wit. We did just have the Brexit. What we're going to get next time, I'll have a quick overview, but it's not really going to affect us that much, because obviously we're not really planning. We might have a second season, I guess, but it shouldn't affect us too badly. But next season, British leagues with registered squads will use a 17 foreign player limit. A new work permit system will apply to foreign players signing for new clubs in the UK. Homegrown players in the nation will not need to be registered. Foreign players already playing here will not face these restrictions unless they sign a new contract. And as part of the breakaway, players from Ireland will still be treated as non-foreign. And then, so 29th of June next year, minimum salary of $8,000 to be allowed to play in the first team league matches. Minimum salary, this is for foreign people, I think, minimum salary of $3,000 for under 23 players to be allowed to play in the youth cup competitions or be loaned from first team league matches to a higher division. And the rules apply to players who don't have British or Irish nationality who join a new British club after Brexit. Foreign players will be playing, doesn't matter, and there's a 120-day wait before reapplying. So it sounds like a pretty tough. I don't know how tough it is, but I think it's a pretty tough one. You've probably just seen the lineup there as I've pressed submit, but we'll go through it in a bit more depth at the squad window as we are here. So they're going with Morata up front, Eden Hazard and Willian on the wings, Kante, Fabregas and Jorginho in midfield, Marcos Alonso at left back, Cesar Azpilicueta at right back, and then Gary Cahill and Andre Rudiger at centre back, with Kepa in goal. They've got Zappacosta, Barkley, Giroud, Drinkwater, David Luiz and Loftus-Cheek on the bench. Now the only big change for us here is a left midfield, Iwobi. He picked up that injury just before the break. He's back, he's fit, but he's just a little bit tired. He did play for Nigeria. I think he got injured for Nigeria on the international break, in actual fact. He scored his first goal for Nigeria, but picked up an injury. So he drops out. Pereira comes across to the left and Mkhitaryan drops into the right. We do now have Aubameyang back on the bench as well following his injury, and Xhaka is also back on the bench following his injury. So we'll tell them to pick up where they left off. That seems to be working well now. The assistant's getting a bit more talk out of them. We'll send the assistant to the press conference, Steve Bold, Mr. Personality. But yeah, really big performance needed here. Performance as much as the result, because we've not been at our best the last couple of games, and a good early chance there after 4 minutes from a free kick. Maybe we need to look at our set pieces a bit more and have someone more edge of the box who can pick up those balls. But I do worry when I see those it's another goal line technology, nowhere near over the line. We'll skip that. Oh, it's already skipped, and we lose our highlight because of that. Our counter attack, fantastic. Yeah, I do worry when I see those back passes now. We've been bitten twice by them and we've scored one from them, so yeah, don't like to see them. As another Chelsea highlight here, and we're not playing that well, but their shots are fairly tame at the moment. As Leno here rolls it out to Rob Holding, who got his first England cap as well. I'd say well deserved. He's been a rock at the back for us this season, but it's another. We're not playing our usual football in this game at all, our usual selves. And Hazard runs through but shoots wide. It's another Ozil free kick. I'm looking for more of a cross this time, but it's not really gone anywhere. And their clearance goes to one of their own, unlike ours that seem to go to them. Willian with the cross, and Eden Hazard's on the other end of it, and they score. And that's been the difference. And we're clearing out corners and free kicks. It's going straight back to them, and they get to press still. Our corner, free kick, whatever, gets cleared out, and they counter from it and score. And this isn't going to plan. We won't make wholesale at half time. We'll get into them in the team talk. We'll see if we can come out second half with a bit more vigour and a bit more about us. And as we reach the hour mark, nothing has happened, so we're going to make some changes. Ramsey's looking a little bit tired, so we're going to, I've got an idea in my mind, something of what I want to do. So Aubameyang's going to come on up front. We're going to go 2 up front, advance forward. I guess we'll we'll stick both of them on advance forward, I guess. We're going to keep Ozil behind. And we're going to drop El Neni here. He's going to play as ball winning midfielder on defend. And I think we'll keep the wide players as they are. This is Marcos Alonso with a free kick, and Leno tips it over the bar. It's another corner to Chelsea. 11 corners they've had now against our 2. Again, let's see, we head it out and it just goes straight back to them. Whereas their goal came from a counter on, well, our corner being cleared, our free kick being cleared. Going to demand more. And again, the clearance goes to a Chelsea player, a blue shirt. We get it away this time. Come on, Aubameyang. He's got the pace. He's got pacey out, Lacazette in the middle. You've got to find him. He does. Ah, and he shoots just wide. That was the best chance we've had this game. Should have been doing better. As Hazard just drifts across the pitch. Finds Morata, who drags his shot just wide, unsurprisingly. The last couple of minutes. We have a corner. Can we deliver something from here? I mean, we don't deserve anything out of this game. But it's another pass back to the goalkeeper. Finds Iwobi. And that's a terrible pass, but it goes to Bellerin. Finally, a Chelsea clearance goes our way, and Aubameyang straight at the goalkeeper. We've had 2 good chances since the changes were made, but unfortunately we haven't been able to get the breakthrough. I think a draw wouldn't be. We don't deserve a draw here, but I mean we didn't deserve to lose to Cardiff either, and that happened. So, yeah, not a great result here. Another 1-0 loss. We're not at our best. Conceded a lot of shots, conceded the possession, we didn't create much ourselves. Yeah, so a bit of food for thought. Maybe against the big teams this system isn't ideal. I mean, obviously Cardiff beat us as well, but I think the only 2 teams to beat this year are Cardiff and Chelsea. They're all the C, so as long as we don't play any teams beginning with C. We beat Crystal Palace, fortunately, but any other teams beginning with C could be a bit of a worry. Hopefully not too many more of those. But we're going to let Baldy get into them. Disappointing. So we're still 3rd. We are 7 points behind Man City now, so we're falling away a little bit. We need a bit of a resurgence. We need them to slip up. And we've still got the chasing pack behind us. Chelsea have closed the gap to 5 points. We've got 1 point on Liverpool. Yeah. So let's see where we're going to come back for the next episode. So we've got the Europa League against Atalanta. I'm not going to worry about that one too much. We're probably going to have to come back for... Oh, well, I did mention we'd had the League Cup quarter final. We've got Chelsea again, so safe to assume we're probably going out of that. Now, I'm toying with playing one of these games, but I've just noticed the Man United Liverpool back-to-back. I think we have to come back for that one. It gives us a bit more time to push through, gets to December, it's Christmas and New Year as well, so we can push through to that. So I think we'll go, Man United Liverpool double. I mean, both at the Emirates, and January's a little bit slim pickings for games at the moment, so yeah, it gives us a chance to skip forward a little bit into the season and try and plan this to coincide a little bit of ending for the full release of the game. But if you enjoyed this episode, please do drop a like. If you're new to the channel, please do sub as well. Trying to grow. I think today I hit 60. Well, it's the Thursday. I hit 69 subscribers. So thank you to all of you who've joined recently and enjoying this Arsenal content. I've got some good stuff planned coming up. So stick around. If you've got any comments, anything you want to suggest, pop it in the comments. I've been trying to keep up with it. There's been a slight increase in comments. I've been trying to keep up with replying around quite a busy time at work at the moment, but I think I'm managing it quite well, so I will reply eventually to everyone. So yeah, drop a comment, and until next time for that tough double, Man United Liverpool, we'll see a bit more about how the league's gone in that time as well. I'll see you later. Take care.